The truth behind Stand for Children. Stand for Children describes itself as an innovative grassroots child advocacy organization. But that's all changed. In 1996, Stand formed after a group of parents and community members marched on Washington, D.C. to demand more funding for public schools. Their focus was truly on helping kids succeed in school. Over the past few years, Stand's goals have radically shifted to influencing teacher and district contract negotiation, diverting public tax dollars to profit-based schools. In 2009, many devoted Stand activists quit the Oregon chapter in protest. During this change, Sue Levin was appointed the chairperson of Oregon's chapter of Stand. She brought years of experience as a corporate CEO in the field of women's athletic wear. The first sign of Stand's new corporate direction was the Gates Foundation's nearly $700,000 grant in 2007. In 2010, Gates donated $3.5 million. Other Stand donors in 2010 include the Walton Family Funds, New Profit Incorporated, Steve Ballmer, CEO of Microsoft, Bain Capital, and many more. Of course, anyone is welcome to donate to educational causes. So why does this matter? Because Stand's corporate agenda is changing the landscape of public education without the involvement of parents or teachers. Charter schools work best as a lab for trying new educational practices when they're run by educators. Sadly, like Stand for Children, charter schools have been co-opted by a corporate agenda. Recent research shows 83% of charter schools perform at or below the level of regular public schools. But data doesn't seem to stop the corporate education reformers. In 2010, Stand for Children actively promoted Waiting for Superman, the glossy, expensive advertisement for charter schools masquerading as a documentary film. Stand even arranged and paid for private screenings of the film for entire school district administrations, superintendents, and building principals. If you look at the billionaires, millionaires, and corporations on Stand's donor list, you'll notice they have a huge interest in charter schools. Walmart, for example, has donated hundreds of millions of dollars to charter school advocates. These donors with deep pockets see charter schools as new investment opportunities in a burgeoning $7 billion industry. For them, this is not only a new investment opportunity, but one that can be written off as a charitable donation. These mega corporations get an immediate return in the form of tax breaks, and this new for-profit education industry may pay them even bigger dividends down the road. Be sure to look for school choice, which is the new slogan for this corporate education agenda. For an example, we can turn to Chicago. Billionaire Bill Rauner is a Chicago entrepreneur who owns a chain of charter schools. Rauner hired Stand for Children to lobby government officials and to maneuver local teachers' unions into accepting Senate Bill 7. This new legislation severely restricts the teachers' right to strike and allows the chief of schools to increase teachers' work hours without additional pay. In his own words, here's Stand CEO Jonah Edelman boasting about his recent victories over Chicago teachers.
I'm from D.C. and I know a lot of people there. And I think, you got to go to funerals. So in effect, in the end game, the Chicago Teachers Union took that deal, misunderstanding, probably not knowing the statistics about voting history. And the length of day and year was no longer bargainable. Make their year longer and their day longer is the soonest would be January, and it's probably, we're talking September 12th.
You may be hearing about this topic again because of that, and trying to lengthen the day with paying people while paying people no more is obviously going to stress things.
So we talk about a process that ends up achieving transformational change. It's going to allow the new mayor and the new CEO to lengthen the day and year as much as they want. The unions cannot strike in Chicago. They will never be able to muster the 75%.
Stand for Children began as a grassroots group of parents and education advocates, but it has transformed into another money-chasing corporate minion paving the way for making profits off of our public schools. And they're not the only ones. There are dozens of organizations like them. The competition is tough for Bill Gates and Sam Walton's money, but there's so much of it, it's enabling STAND to spread and open new chapters and influence government policy all across the nation. By aligning their goals with the goals of its corporate donors, Stand for Children now stands for profits, not for schools and not for children.